Established in 1907 by the Guild of Loyal Women, the Guild Cottage Treatment Centre is a home for orphans and children in distress, caring and protecting them from abuse and trauma. The director of the Guild Cottage, Nolwazi Vilakazi, as well as Sharon Nkomo, who came to the home about 20 or so years ago, join us on the show to speak about the work the centre does, as well as how communities as a whole can become involved in a more meaningful way in the rearing of vulnerable children. And thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time to be with us here on the program. Now, it's an old institution, this, established in 1907?
Yes, it was established in 1907 by the group of women, Loyal Guild Women. But, through time, they initially started it as a home for orphans, but through time they changed up until it was currently an institution for the sexually abused girls and traumatized girls who come there to us through the courts, placed via the court orders. We can keep them for a period between 2 to 4 years whilst they attend treatment, from the abuse that they suffered.
Okay, let me just deal with the practical things. Where is the home as we speak?
We
It's
are
in
currently situated in Johannesburg in Parktown.
Yeah?
Yes.
And how many children are there?
Currently we have 18 girls.
18 girls.
18 girls, yes. And it's only girls. We used to have boys,
Yeah.
but it didn't work well. So we felt that let's separate the two. So we're only working with girls.
Okay. Now, in the past, it was children in distress, orphans, and so on. Are you saying it is only the children who are brought to you by the courts that you are looking after?
All our children come through the court order, which means they legally placed with us. We don't just go there and just get them. No.
Yeah.
They come through to us via the court order.
Okay, and these would be children who have suffered all kinds of trauma and abuse.
All kinds of abuse, you name them. And we have children from all walks of life, from upper middle class right up to from the poorest of the poor. So we don't just discriminate. We have African children, we have white children. Currently, we have one Indian child in our care.
So it gives me an impression that it's almost like a government institution, this, is it not?
It is a non-governmental organization. It is not for profit. We actually rely on the government for our funding.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And you have been with the home for some time. If you can tell me a bit more about this, Sharon, you came to the home when?
I went to the home in 1998.
1998.
I went there as a traumatized child who had gone through my own patches of life.
Okay, that's more or less what we was talking
What she
about.
was saying.
Yeah.
Guild Cottage helped me to be where I am today.
Yes.
We went through therapy, different types of programs, and the people who surrounded me helped me to shape my life and to see the light, that there is light at the end of whatever I went through. Yes.
The kind of experience that young women, children who've gone through, who get taken to this home, I'm sure is hard to imagine for me. So I'm going to do my best, and please bear with me, to try and understand what kind of trauma children would have gone through before they go there, right? And what happens to you. In your case, it's 1998 is a long time ago. Now it's almost 20 years or something like that?
Yes.
And you went there as a traumatized child. What was the experience like, and how useful and helpful was the whole thing of being taken to this home?
As a child, when you go through abuse, you feel shattered.
Yes.
It destroys your complete self. Everything of yours is completed. And you've got no trust in the adults around you.
Yes.
And you feel the blame that anything that has happened to you was your fault. You don't know who you trust or to speak to. When I went to Guild Cottage, that's how I was. But they taught me that no, whatever I done, what happened to me was just silly. But I can be somebody, irrespective of what has happened to me. They shaped me into see that yes, I can be good. I can still look beautiful. I can still live a joyful life. That can be in the past. Yes, I can trust the adults around me. I can trust anybody in the street. They are not going to attack me, or they're not a threat to my life.
As was the case at the time.
As was the case. Because once you get abused as a child, you feel like every adult, that's how they're going to treat you. You don't trust anyone.
Yes.
You don't want to see any adult around you. But they teach you that, yes, they are not harmful. Not everybody's like that. Yes, it has happened, but you can get over it.
Well, I suppose, you are here, you can tell us the story firsthand, right? But this is what most of the children would have gone through, right? And what are the ages of the children invariably who get brought to your home?
Currently, our baby is 7 years old, and then our teenagers are 16 years old. And just to add on what Sharon has said, it is true. The effects of abuse are horrific and very, very many. The list is endless. One of them, it's like they happen to have difficulties in schools. Hence, you find them not coping in the mainstream schools because all our girls attend school locally. But you find that it's a challenge for them to work in the mainstream schools. Hence, they need special schools. And special schools come at a high price. But these are also one of the effects of abuse. Some of them come with lots of anger. They kick the doors, they kick everything that comes through, their eyes. So we help them through therapy. I think our therapy is so intense, together with the Life Space program, which is headed by the child care workers, whereby, we teach them. Yes, it's true, they fight along a lot with the people or children of the opposite sex. They tell you we hate boys because in their eyes, boys are not to be trusted. So, men out there are not to be trusted. And therapy takes a long time.
So there are several things then that you provide
the
children and the young people with, right? It's shelter and you look after their welfare. Just talk me through the kind of support that you give them.
We give them love and care most of the time.
Yeah.
And they are always constantly told that whatever happened to you was never your fault. Even if maybe they might say, but she enjoyed it. Yes, she might have. Because remember, she was prepared because they are groomed, towards the abuse. And the child automatically gets to that level where the perpetrator once had to be at. And then they change the whole thing. But we still tell them that you were a child. He was an adult. Yes. He was supposed not to do whatever he has done to you. Although it's a back and forth thing, a team to say it. And then, they have a shelter. They do attend school. They take into the school with the company's vehicle. They do attend therapy. And yes, we still allow the family to come, not the perpetrator. Because in our experience, we believe that if there's a family backup for that child will, work well in therapy. Because, this is like a second home. Because the whole aim of Guild Cottage at the end is for them to go home only if it's safe.
Okay.
If not, we can take them to long-term institution. But, we believe that, the family, is the place for them.
So it's basically the intention is to remove them from a place where there could be further abuse and harm to the child, right? So it's a place of safety in that.
Exactly.
So then they provided with the welfare, the well-being, the shelter, education. They go to school from there, and then therapy as well. What else are they provided with?
Sorry?
We're provided with the general life skills.
Oh, okay.
Of how to tackle the world.
Yes.
Yes, like when I came out of the world, I was a different person. I was somebody angry at the world.
Yes.
But when I walk into the Lord, into the world, I walk tall. I see the world as a wonderful place.
Yes.
That I also have got a place in this nice place around me.
Yeah.
Because when you get there, before everything in the world just was opposite.
Imagine. Yeah. But you are still there now?
No.
Oh, okay. But you've gone through that program.
I've gone through the program.
Yes.
And I'm actually a victim of what has happened to me.
Sure.
And I'm a mother.
And and you've gone on to continue with your life and start your own family. And
I've got my own career. I've got my own family.
Yes.
I've got my life.
Yeah.
Thanks to Guild Cottage for what they did.
And the love and the care that they provide.
Just that small little hug.
Yes.
When something bad happens, you feel like everybody's disgusted to look at you. Nobody wants to touch you. And kids around us, kids are actually not kind to each other.
Yes.
They can use what has happened to you to attack you.
Yes.
So, Guild Cottage, they'll give you a hug, just a small hug.
Yes.
Would brighten my world. Oh, I'm still good. I'm still worth of that hug. It would lift your spirit. Yes, most people, they say we can't volunteer. I can't go to Guild Cottage. I don't have money to offer those kids. But just going to spend time with those kids, it makes up a very big difference.
But not everybody makes time and does this kind of work.
Sure.
To look after children, give them the love, the hugs, the food, the shelter, the care. and the therapy that they need. But I'm sure, you know, as people, we do want to make some contribution to make sure that these institutions are sustained. We've got 18 children now
Yes.
at Guild Cottage that you're looking at. How many colleagues do you have who are helping you with the children?
We've got 4 registered child and youth care workers and the child therapist.
Sure, but and they also need additional support vehicles, that sort of thing, to transport them. What I'm going to do is to ask our viewers to see if they can come forward with any kind of support, if you need any. Well, what kind of support do you need from the public?
Yes. You know, we do receive most of our funding from the Department of Social Development because they subsidize each child. But that is not enough, we must say, because there's a lot, you know, that we need to do. If they go to school, the school uniform that's needed. I just spoke about the special schools. They come at a price. The organization cannot afford to pay for those. I mean, sometimes it's 18,000, sometimes it's 15,000. And currently, 8 of our children need special schools. We managed to source out funding for the 6. We still need funding for the 2 to be able to just like to be normal like other children. We also, in terms of food, non-perishable foods just will do good. Now and then they need clothes because they're growing up, summer clothes, winter clothes. We really need that. We need also people to come, just spend time with them, just make them understand and realize that, you know, this is not the end. There is still life out there.
Sure.
Because there are those ones, Tim, that, you know, the family don't want to hear a thing about them. Or maybe the family is not prepared, to, you know, to work around their issues. So those children, unfortunately, cannot go home. So we would like people to come and volunteer in terms of hosting. Come, spend a day or two with, an hour or two with them. Take them home as, you know, the other children will go home for school holidays. So we need as much help as we can.
So it's fine. So I will call donations such as clothing welcome, non-perishable food welcome, and probably even financial support, if any.
Exactly.
But it's got to come to yourselves. Is there any place where people can make contact, can come to you?
Yes, they can come to us. We're at number 7 Guild Road in Parktown West. We're next door, just Mill Park Hospital.
Okay, number 7 Guild Road.
Yes.
Next to
Mill Park Hospital.
Mill Park Hospital.
Yes.
And
I
then
must say, you know, one of the things, you know, because it's an old building, you can imagine, you know, it needs some painting. Some walls are cracking now and then. So we would like people to come and just see. Then they can tell us, you know, maybe the builders and stuff like that.
All right. And in terms of emails, those sort of things, the website, is there anywhere they can go?
Yes, they can email us at guildcot at mweb.co.za. Guildcot at mweb.co.za.
Well, there you are. There's an opportunity for all of us to come to the party and help make the world a better place for the traumatized and children in distress. Guild Cottage doing its part to make sure that they set the children on the right path, provide them with love, care, support, but they need additional support from us. Please get in touch with them. And Nolwazi Vilakazi, thanks for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
And Sharon, much appreciated for the courage you displayed and coming to be with us here on the show. And of course, this is your own labor of love on behalf of those children who are now going through Guild Cottage at this time.
That's my way of showing the kids that, yes, irrespective of what has happened, yes, you can still prosper.
You're a brave and inspirational woman. We appreciate that. Well, we hope that you as our viewer will come to the party and help assist Guild Cottage.